sector also, where it has become mandatory for even the housewives or the parents. These days, is it the kind of way that these days many youngsters or the students like you, they are working on their communication skill? So English becomes a common kind of platform, okay, where you can settle the scores. So when children in the of the parents, whether they're not educated or that much educated, when so Chandan, these days, is it the kind of way that these days many youngsters or the students like you, they are working on their communication skill? Is it something trending, or there is any other reason?
Okay, so I found two, three things. Okay, I'll tell you that according to my experience, which I have experiences. First thing is that the entertainment purpose. Actually, most of the people are not communication. I would say the English, because we have some kinds of that, how can I say, the interest, like to know the others country people, talking to the foreigners and all. So most of the people are learning English because they wanted to communicate with the foreigners. That is the one reason which I have found. Another reason is that if you talk about in my field, in engineering, in the IT field, even in the corporate world, actually, so English become a common language, and India is most of the Indian IT companies are working for the foreign clients, and there we need to communicate. So obviously they are looking the person who can communicate in the English better to have the grab the client and make the deals. So that is the another reason it's a very mandatory to know the English communication skills. So you can communicate with the the person, and you can make the deal for the company and have
Hmm.
the meeting and all. Okay. And yeah, another thing is that also for many of the, like, see, nowadays, okay, the cinema theater and all is another thing, but the OTT things, okay, the Netflix, Amazon, and so many things. So people are also consuming the content in the English because they are getting the different vibe and different experience through the so many content. Like we talk about American, Spanish, Japanese, and Korean things and all. So people are also learning the English through the the movies and all. They wanted to learn because they wanted to watch the movies and understand what actually happening there. Even there are the dubbing industry, they used to dub in the Hindi and our regional language, but also people are affording by themselves for entertain themselves. So through the English. Yeah, this was my observation.
Your observation is 100% correct. I also go the similar way, that probably this is a reason, right? Because in the especially in the corporate sector where you are to deal on daily basis with the clients, and because these corporate houses, they are working for the foreign clients. So
Correct.
English, we are left with English, that it becomes a sort of common language. You may call it a global language, a word language. So it's not possible to learn the language of every country. But this is a easier way to go for, that you learn English, and learning just one language can solve your all the problems. Yeah, OTT, etc. Because these are age-related issues. Because your generation is the generation of Amazon Plus or Netflix, and I do agree with you. I go eye to eye with you. Yes, because to understand that stuff, English becomes mandatory. But my conclusion in totality is that English has become a compulsory kind of language for all ages in the current scenario. Though there is a chunk of people who don't want to admit it, might be that they are not expanding their horizon. Sometimes you see the truth, but you want to keep your eyes shut. But
Yeah.
in fact, whether you take the people who are working or the people who are in business or entrepreneurs or the youngsters like you who are in the corporate sector, or the young students going to the schools and colleges, I believe that even the housewives, because either the mothers or parents are educated or they are not educated. It is the dream of every parent that their child must educate. They must provide education to their child, and to the
I
best of the,
Correct.
kind of, right. And when the children grow up, this is another kind of phase I am not I am passing through, but I am realizing, because I cater to the youth of your ages, and I am also a mother of two grown up children. I feel that when the children reach at your age, and the children, when they have seen the world around because of globalization, westernization, you call it anything, that they also, and we are, belonging to the developing nation, we are copying the developed nation. You got my point? Okay, so everything, whenever you talk about the American or UK or Canada, so English becomes a common kind of platform, okay, where you can settle the scores. So when children in the of the parents, whether they're not educated or that much educated, when they grow up and they find a sort of imbalance, or you will say the parents find a sort of imbalance to communicate with their children, and when the friends of the children they come to the families, this is
Correct.
a different kind of battling that may not be in coming at the moment in your mind, but being a parent I understand it very well. I have the realization. And you see, Chandan, your credentials or degrees, you keep them apart, because we all have, I'm talking about my stuff, we have grown up in that kind of environment where English has never been the first language. Then majority of us have passed through that schooling or phase where we people were taught in the regional languages, and then of course we studied, we attained degrees, but that was a sort of, you can say, tag for you just to get into a good job sector kind of thing.
Correct.
Being
Correct.
a good communicator is altogether different thing. So what I was just adding a few points in your stuff, your justification, that there is this sector also where it has become mandatory for even the housewives or the parents. They don't need it for their
Yeah.
promotions. They don't need it for their salary hike. Mothers don't need it for anything, because if they are staying at home, if they are not working, why do they learn? But they do want to learn it. And you might have noticed so many moms of the growing children, grown up children, they are on this platform. I feel just for the same reason, because I remember the days when I was not on this platform, and I was initially quite hesitant, though I had always, you can say, plethora of degrees in my credit. But as I justified that being having degrees is altogether different thing, and communication is altogether different thing. And my children, when they were at smaller age, and because they were studying in the English medium schools, and when they started growing up, and when their friends started coming to our families, and when we families started interacting, at that time a number of times I used to feel myself being in a very awkward situation when I couldn't get so many of the words which were being used by the friends of my kids when they were at the
Okay.
college, the initial phase of their college level. So this is
Okay.
also another. So main conclusion is, the moral of the story is, now English is important for the people of all sectors and people of all ages.
Yeah. What's up?
Nothing special. Actually, all the days go the similar way. My
Okay.
maximum part of the day is spent in the office. So then it takes me so long to reach home. Once I'm back, then I'm busy with these days I'm busy with this kind of stuff. Either I have some chit chat with the persons like you, or I'm busy with doing the editing of some of my videos, because editing also consumes so much of your time.
Actually, right. I asked, like, can you describe your job, like what you do actually?
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely. Because most of the time I'm encountering with the students like you. I
Okay.
belong to I work in the arena of education, higher education, actually. And for about 22 years, I was into teaching in the college. Right. Then the table turned, or the chair from one side moved to the other side. So that way, still I'm catering to the youth like you who fall in the age group of 18, 19 to 24, 25. So this is the way my routines have been going for the last so many years. Now you let me know about yourself or anything else you want to ask me.
Actually, even I didn't got the clarity. Like, are you teaching the student or you are mentoring them?
Mentoring. I'm the administrator. I have been in
Okay.
teaching. I have been teaching. I have been a teacher, a professor for so many years.
What was
But
your
now I'm
subject?
into My subject, science, pure science, life sciences.
Oh,
I'm a
nice.
biologist.
Oh, great. Okay, so this is Chandan from Bihar, and yeah, I have been pursuing my engineering in third year. Yeah, I think that's enough.
Non-medical student.
Yeah, actually,
You
don't take me
studied
wrong. I
mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Huh?
yeah, actually, don't take me wrong. Actually, I don't like biology.
Mostly engineering students don't like biology, and the biology people they don't like maths.
Yeah, that is the reason, and I think that is the reason I came to the engineering part because actually the reason of not liking the biology is not I have interest in that. The reason was when I was in my 10th class and I was studying the biology for my board exam, and like I belong to a government school and there is a no like only we focus when exams comes. Okay, so I was studying, so because of the name, yeah, like it was a very difficult name to how to pronounce it, so that's why I said no man, this subject is not for me. So yeah, anyhow I passed.
Yeah,
After that I left that.
yeah.
Even in
There
my
is a
or 12th.
difficulty so far as the taxonomy part is concerned, where you have to name the plants and the animals. That even biology students also find it difficult because
It's
you never find something incomplete as per your interest. Either you love something 80% or 90%, 10% of the part definitely is which is disliked by the candidate, disliked by. Similarly, might be happening with your engineering stuff also.
yeah, it's happened. There are many of the subjects we had, but we have to study actually because we have to write the exam. Yeah,
Yeah.
so hmm, it happened.